What is up, y'all? It is 4 a.m., burning the midnight oil, making sure we get the truth that you guys need. Now, the Enhanced Games time trial / exhibition. Let's talk about it. We're going to get y'all the answer that you need, the information that you need, even if it kills you and you don't like it and it hurts your feelings, which there are going to be some hurt feelings from this video. Both the people whom I respect and those I could care less, right? And it ain't like, me going in on these people or nothing. It's just kind of just like a wake-up call for us all and be like, yo, I'm tripping. I was tripping today when I said those foul things on the internet that I didn't really mean. If you meant them, then hey, stand on business, guys. Like, I'm with it. But I think first thing we gotta do is we gotta give a major shout out to Brett. I think he went up as the head coach of this thing. I don't know if he was the head coach the whole time, but he went up as the head coach of it just before this happened, right? And he's obviously attached to the world record with Cesar Cielo and now with Gokolomeev. So shout out to Brett, like A1 positioning, A1 marketing. Like, I don't know how involved with the whole Enhanced Games he is, but there's some serious money behind this, right? And I think, I've said in my 3 things that affect swimming from growing. Like, there's a bunch of things, right? Downstream, right? If you want to talk about leakages, right, with my content. The 3 things that I listed are things that, like, no matter what you fixed, they all stem from these things, those 3 things. And if you don't fix those 3 things, no matter what you fix, it's gonna fall on its face. And I do think that swimming has a complete lack of business savvy. And for example, I try and keep some stuff to myself because, I want to benefit from my own creations. But an example is selling products, right? Which swimming is a product. And what we sell isn't necessarily what people buy, right? So when I think about reallllly, right, especially my one-on-ones, what I'm selling is high performance through targeted attention to your kid, right? So it's like, I'm going to make your kid a quad A swimmer if you work with me. What the parent buys, though, is an allotment of time to get their kid's swimming technique, right? Both obviously to swim faster, but what I'm selling isn't necessarily what they're looking for. And what they're buying to me is really a feature of what goes into me delivering my product, right? So in this case, we have swimming, right? And I know, like, my post was inspired by, shout out to the ladies over there, like Unfiltered Waters. Right, they were talking about, it was a clip, right? I haven't watched the episode, which we're going to talk about me and swimming media in a second also. I find it extremely boring, but we're going to talk about that in a second. They were talking about, like, ways to drive attention, like, eyes on swimming, right? And what they're selling is not what people are buying, right? Like, they were like, hey, like, let's do something with the mile, let's cut B finals, like, do these things to keep people's attention, make it more exciting, right? But what the people's attention, right? You buy with your wallet, you buy with your feet, you buy with your taxes, or you vote with your wallet, your feet, your taxes. What the people voted for here was free from public sector tyranny, right? WADA, USADA, the IOC, like, these entities that control swimming, right? Or let's just say whatever, the governing body of, right, of our sport, right? The same way that we have a department, or I guess we used to have a Department of Education, right? Here in the States. And freeing these people is going to let them go fast times, and that's going to be entertaining. So we both wanted attention, and we both thought we were giving attention, or both entities, right? The enhanced games, and then they're not saying them, but like that idea of how to drive attention, which is common amongst our sport, a solution. Even though we have NASCAR, and people are totally fine with sitting down and watching, a car go back and forth, or in a circle. Shout out to Ledecky and her circle swimming prowess. But they sold excitement one way, but what was bought was excitement in a different way, right? So we don't get it, and like I said, shout out to Brett. And I think like the main thing, and this is the main thing that I think we got to do better as a swimming community. I remember the second thing I said was, you got to almost trash the whole system to get this swimming thing on the right path, right? Like the podcast, the announcers, the personalities, like it's got to go. And I know a lot of people, I think it may have kind of resonated with people, but then you see this, and I think you can really see how deeply ingrained the lack of empathy that is in the swimming community relative to those outside the swimming community. Like if you saw this and your reaction was, wow, it's getting late, pearl clutching, you're tripping. You missed the point. You missed it entirely. My reaction was, get paid, young brother, get paid. Get paid, young player, get paid. And it's like, yo, dude, this guy just made $1 million, right? And what I know what people missed, a lot of people miss, even like, oh, what a fast time. The money. We trying to get this paper, man. We trying to get this cheddar. Shout out to Chad, Stankin' Cheetah. How do you misspelt stacking cheddar into stinking cheetah? Shout out to Chad. God bless the dead. But it's about the money. And the thing you got to realize is it sets a precedent that $1 million can be behind a world record swim. And that, the president's been set $1 million, and he only went a few tenths faster. And, that can happen. There will be somebody who goes a few tenths faster than what is already the swim. So it ain't about we're just gonna call it, it's not cheating. They know what they're doing. They approved banned substances. Banned. Okay, it is thoroughly marketed that this is for illegal substances in the sport. Illegal, banned. Okay, there's a negative connotation around it, right? That's why they branded the enhanced games. Got to make it sound nice and cool. But like the precedent has been set that a world record swim is worth $1 million. And that's just somehow completely lost on this entire thing. The president has been set that you can get venture capital. I mean, the president's son is behind this. He's with it. He's with the shits. That's a billionaire's son is behind it, right? Like y'all are missing the point is that there's people, now granted the entire games is basically, it's like all Olympic sports, right? And it's non-revenue, it's Olympic sports, non-revenue sports. You're missing the play completely because you got emotional over 0.2 of a second. Like you got played, dog. So like it's a wake up call. Like I said, people that I respect tripping on the internet. Like just it happens, bro. Just admit, hey, look, I was tripping, caught me slipping. You right, Dax. Like it really don't matter. It's like the president has been set that it is non-revenue sports, swimming in particular, and our highest achievements, those world records, those Olympic gold medals. I mean, technically, if you want to put it on that too, is that you can get major money behind this. And these people are businessmen. So it's not like, I mean, I'm sure some of it's probably like a passion project, but they expect a return on investment. So somehow they see a way forward that putting $1 million behind a 20-second race will yield millions more. So, like, this isn't about being popular, right? Like, these people who want to grow the sport, like, it ain't about clout. It's about the bread. It's about advertising dollars. It's about TV contracts. It's about getting paid as an athlete, right? What's it called? The ISL wasn't about clout. It was about getting paid as an athlete. And like, you got to check yourself, guys. And like, people say like it sets a bad example. One, these are grown men, most of who are on the back end, or, you know, for lack of a better term, like, I ain't hating on everybody. Shout out to Christian. I'm a huge fan of his technique. He knows this. But just to be funny, the has-beens of the stroke, right? People who are past their prime are kind of done with the sport. Like, that's kind of the people who are in it right now. We're going to get to the future of this. You know, shout out to Brett. You know, steal my idea if you want. Shout out to these people. They're probably, you know, they're smart guys. They probably already thought of it. But yeah, guys, you got to check yourself. Like, they figured out how to put money behind non-revenue sports in non-Olympic years. Like, stop tripping, dog. And like, just to wrap this up, you know, this isn't going to be a very long video, but like, thinking it sets a bad precedent. Like, these people are adults doing, you know, you ain't my body, my choice no more. They're doing what they want, and these are WADA approved substances. That's what it says on their Wikipedia anyway. FDA approved. Right? Go look it up. Go look up Enhanced Games. Let me make sure before I put my foot in my mouth. I had it up because I was reading up on it earlier. Let me just look it up. Enhanced. Yeah, FDA approved. Only FDA approved substances will be allowed. Cocaine and heroin will not be allowed. Okay? So, and it's like, there's so many barriers to this just being, or a deterrent to kids. One, it says banned substances. Okay? It implies a morality around this, that this is something that is, they're doing, they know it's wrong, they accept the consequences, which is being banned, right? From the sport. Having that scarlet letter, whatever, but they know, like, they don't care, like, they're just having fun, right? Sorry, this 4 a.m. starting to catch up with me right now. And then, like, you can have your own policies on your team, right? Like, I'm pretty sure everybody, if they found out one of their kids was doping, would kick them off their team, right? So you can have your own policies, right? USA Swimming has their own policies. Right, like, I have to have a TUE or during certain meets when I compete because of my ulcerative colitis, which I've competed without it, and I wish I didn't have to have a TUE. It's funny, people be tripping about it, and it's like, I am at like 70% of my full ability when I have to use a TUE. So you're welcome. it'd be the beat down would be much worse, but if I was a healthy individual. So, am I a bad guy now? Am I cheating? Am I cheating to beat your ass at 50% of my God-given ability? But anyway, like, here it is, right? Here's the future. You know, Brett, you'll talk to the boys, tell them to cut the check with this idea. But imagine this, right? Like, this is where this could go, right? We've established that you can put money behind the sport and grow it. Or not grow it, but get eyeballs on it. Like, people are going to hear about people juicing and breaking world records and showing the height of human performance, even if it's with illegal substances. We'll say FDA approved, so we know what we're talking about. With FDA approved substances that are banned, but FDA approved. Right? The team can have its own, like, you can have your own process. Like, the morality of it all like their parents ain't gonna let them, but just the morality of like you're taking a banned substance, right? Like you're cheating. Like I'm talking about the kids, not these adults, but like you got nothing to worry about, and that's why people are like the pearl clutching is just like, yo, they got you, they got you emotional, you got played, dog. It's just it happens to the best of us, but they got your ass. And the final thing, right? So this is what I'm saying, Brett, take it to the bank. Throw me some shekels. Is so imagine like Gretchen Walsh, right? Goes to the Olympics, breaks, 4 world records, gets 6 gold medals, super poppin' swimmer, riding that wave, post-Olympic wave of popularity. Decides she's going to take a 6-month break, right? I'm not sure what the protocol is to remove yourself from the pool, but or from the drug testing pool, but even if you don't do it, like there are out of competition approved banned substances, right? My ulcerative colitis medicine is an out of competition approved banned medicine. So Gretchen goes and takes, a out of competition approved banned substances super cocktail that a crackhead would be shy of, right? And she takes the whole thing and then goes and swims the exhibition swim 50-meter freestyle and goes 22-0. Collects $5 million paycheck. You still tripping? No, you're not. Shout out to Gretchen. $5 million, 22-0, 50 free. And she didn't break any rules because she's out of competition. She's on break, and they're all approved substances by USADA and WADA. Right? Like that's great that she's able to make some money. Right? Like we should want our swimmers to get paid, and I think that's at the end of the day what we need to remember is that all this popularity and stuff, unless you're just doing it for vanity metrics because you want clout and to be popular and center of attention, it's about getting paid. And this is clearly a great avenue for people to get paid. For Christian to barely break it, I'm guessing he's super rusty. To be the type of world-class athlete he is, barely break it and be juicing. So someone like Gretchen probably doesn't need to take the illegal out of competition and in competition substances. She'd probably just get away with just the in competition, not taking or taking out of competition approved substances and go and collecting a paycheck. Shout out. I think it's a great idea. Do I care? No. Like, I am not a guy, like I do not like swim media. I don't like keeping up with it. I like the technique and stuff because I just like competing, snatching somebody's soul from them and winning. I like how you can leverage that into a kid becoming the best version of themselves and a high achiever in life. But if I didn't have to keep up with stuff like this, I wouldn't. And that's the thing. Like, I'm that type of person that you're trying to market to get in to watch the sport more often. And if I knew that Gretchen was about to go 22-0, like, I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in. All right. So that's my take on it. I think it's great for the sport. I think the bad examples, the people who are doing that stuff on your team, they already doing it. They don't care. Like, with the people who, you do care about, the ones who are trying to do the right thing, there's just too many moral guardrails to keep people out of it, especially if they want to swim in college. After that, they're adults and, they can, like, it's not like they're in the sport doping at that point, So, yeah, shout out to the enhanced games. I'm with the shits. I think the really cool part's going to be, like I said, when these great athletes start doing the out of competition, like weed. Weed is a out of competition approved substance. So, like, you don't get mad if somebody smokes weed and goes and breaks the world record in the 50 freestyle. Like really, that's what you're tripping about. I'm not a smoker, but that's the point I'm making, right? Like what are we really tripping about? So shout out to the games. I'm with it.